It's typical that the only dry day we've had in the UK this year practically was yesterday. It was really hot and I was working. So I didn't even get a chance to be in the garden for it. And today it's raining yet again. Can you believe it? Middle of July and it's raining. Anyway, things haven't done so great this year. Things are really slow. I think we're probably around about 6 weeks behind where we should be with some things. Only now the beans are starting to appear on the actual plants. But the one thing that's done really well is the soft fruits. So we're going to go in here today and have a little look around. Now, this is going to be a bit of a more laid back video because this fruit cage is a nightmare, as you can see, to get in and about. It's so fully grown at the moment and it is absolutely jam-packed. And we have over 95 feet of fruit cage here. So it's 20 foot or 22 foot wide. So there's a lot of fruit in here. And we're gonna get in there and have a little look around, see what's fruiting and what we can harvest. Well, first things first, as you can see here, these branches are totally laden with fruit and they've been absolutely pulled down to the ground. Now we will take this branch off at some point, but we need to harvest some of these. We don't want to harvest everything that we've got in here, but we will harvest these and we will use them in some red currant jelly or something like that. Now I forgot my trug today, so I've just got some of these mushroom trays and I'm literally just going to go through here cutting off some of these. But as you can see, it's fantastic just how many nice berries we have here available for us to harvest. I mean, just look at that, they're like little red rubies. And that's all we need to do is come through here harvesting. And it's important as well to be gentle with the fruit. You don't want to be bruising it or anything. And I'm just grabbing it by the load and we're just putting it in. So the red currant has done really well. They've loved this wet weather that we've had. Likewise, so of the black currants. We've got some really good sized berries on here. I'm going to pull off a few of these. And just look at those, look at the size of them. Now, they're really good, they're very ripe. And they'd be fantastic for making a cordial or something out of. But what I'm going to do, I'll collect some of these and we'll have a look on the next sort of stuff. But the red and black currants have done really well this year and they're loving this weather. Okay, something else that's done okay is these honeyberries. Now, they're really bitter and I think they'll probably be ideal in some sort of preserve or jam or something like that. And I'm not going to collect these today, but one thing I do want to point out is how well these blueberries have done. And I'm just going to pull off some of these just so you can see just how big these blueberries are. I mean, look at the size of these things. They're absolutely huge. And again, absolutely stunning. So I am going to pull these off because they'll get to the point where they are too ripe and I know exactly what we can use them for. But we've got tons and tons of these on 7 different plants, and what we want is to ensure that we harvest them all before the birds figure out a way into this netted cage. but God, they're everywhere. They've done so well. They've absolutely loved this weather. And they're so big and juicy and you take how expensive blueberries are per punnet, you know. We have, like I said, 7 huge plants here, and I mean, look at them, absolutely beautiful, homegrown. So they are well worth picking. So I'm going to stop you a moment. I'm going to pick some of these and we'll get on to the next thing. So another fruit that's way over time for it to be harvested, and it's done really well for me this year, is the gooseberries. I mean, look at these, absolutely perfect size, and now I can get in here, pull them off without getting my fingers stabbed to death, and they're just at the right time where they don't break up in your fingers, but I can get to them through all the spines. So we're going to harvest some of these out, he says. Now some of them has dropped to the floor, but we're just going to harvest what's on the plant here, and we'll pick up any that are any good. I just love gooseberries. And this is the thing, what a lot of people don't realise is, yes, it takes time for these plants to come to fruit for you, but when they do, wow, you know, you got all this food. So I'm going to get these harvested, and then we will come back and look at the next thing. The next fruit that we need to harvest are all of these. These are gooseberries, sorry, and they are a cross between a black currant and a gooseberry. And they're lovely. And we have here 3 bushes, and they are absolutely huge. There's going to be no way I'm going to be able to harvest all of these today. And in fact, I won't be harvesting everything today. Like, there is a ton of blueberries that we have left on the plants because they're just not ready, and there is some blueberry plants that are later fruiting, but these are pretty much ready, and we're literally just going to pull them off and stick them in here. Now, gooseberries, this is a huge bush, and believe it or not, it came from a tiny little cut-in about 5 years ago. And then those ones over here that are also absolutely laden all come as cut-ins off the main bush, and I've given loads away to friends as well. So all I'm going to do is go through here now and start cutting off some of the fruit and get them in there, and we'll get that done as well. Now, as you can see, it is still raining behind me, but we've just got to work in the rain. The fruit, the soft fruit, has absolutely loved it though. It's a shame everything else is so far behind, but I'm going to get on with some of these now, and then I'll come back to you with the next fruit. like I said, this is more for me a way of bringing some of the summer into the garden through winter. So, you know, we're able to come in here, collect this now, preserve them, however that be, whether that is freezing or you know, or drying or whatever we need to do with them, and we'll literally just harvest them just like this, and we'll process them at home. But fantastic for winter pies and smoothies, things like that, and just bring in that summer garden. Now, loads of people have asked when I've said before, you know, I'm pretty much self-sufficient in fruit and veg. In, well, what fruit? Because this is a side of the garden you don't tend to see, and the reason for that is because for most of the year it does absolutely nothing. There's rest year, and then all of a sudden, bang, all this fruit comes out, and you know, for that couple of weeks or couple of months, it's one of the stars of the garden. And I find that if you can position things well, set them up well through the winter by mulching and feeding and stuff like that early on in the season, you're going to end up with a fantastic crop. And then it helps that we've had all of this rain as well. Like I said, the soft fruit has absolutely loved it. Now, we're not going to see all of the soft fruit today, for the simple reason being the strawberries and things are, we're waiting now on the later crops to come through with them, because we've literally just been harvesting them all year, you know, all sort of spring as they've come through. But look how easy they are to harvest. Little bunches, and you literally just come through, trim them off, pull out any leaves, stick them in the bucket or tray or trug or whatever you're using. And what I like about these, unlike the gooseberries, and I know there are thornless gooseberry varieties, but I'm not getting stabbed to death like I just was with the gooseberries. I do have, or I did have, a thornless gooseberry, which was a red gooseberry, and that was stunning, really sweet and what have you. But unfortunately, I don't know what happened this year, I lost the plant. So that is what it is, I guess. I won't even make a dent in it at the moment, you know, because I'll pull off what I need. But for now, I will come up here when I'm not filming and it's not raining and I've got more time to preserve and pull off all of the rest of these. But they make a fantastic jam. So look at the size of them. So what are you harvesting at the moment in your fruit gardens? Let me know below, because I'm quite interested in seeing what you guys are up to. I know the US are having a bit of a heat wave at the moment, but in the UK the weather, especially Wales, is atrocious. I've never seen a summer like it. Incidentally, it's mine and Tina's wedding anniversary on the 28th, so we're going away for a couple of days. So I'm actually going to get a break, which will be quite nice, because I've been working really hard. How did you guys find the potato database, the little tool that I put out last week for you? How have you found that? Because I know hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you have signed up to use it. There's a few people who's a little bit annoyed that they had to actually sign up for it, but Guys, you know, it took me 9 months, and I'm in the middle of an even bigger database, which I'll let you know now is on the tomatoes as well, and that has even more information than the potato one did. So give you some sort of idea, that database is on around about 7,000 varieties already, so it is absolutely immense. And that will, I don't know whether I'm going to make that a tool or whether I'm going to make it a downloadable app. It's something that, because of the amount of work that's going into it, I'm not sure what to do with yet. But we will get there, and we will figure it out as we go. I can't see that being finished before the end of this year, so will mean that you guys may have to wait a little while, but I thought I would just let you know a little bit about it while I'm chatting to you, while I'm cutting all of these gooseberries off at the moment. But do let me know what you think of the tool, because I need to know whether you guys are enjoying them, whether it's worth my time, and the stress it causes, because I gotta say it's a huge amount of work. Sometimes things don't get done because of it. I've worked so many hours into early mornings, and you know, and when I say early mornings, I'm talking like late nights, you know, early mornings. And you know, Tina's been in bed for like 3 or 4 hours before I've gone to bed, type of thing. But I gotta say, I do enjoy making these things for you guys. It's something that differentiates me to other gardeners, I suppose, and it's stuff that that I enjoy doing as well. It's something a little bit different to concentrate on sometimes. It's like today now. It's funny because normally I put my video out on a Friday, but I've been so busy trying to sort out stuff for our little trip that we're going away on without Tina knowing about it, because it's she knows that we're going away, but she doesn't know where to, and it's a bit of a surprise for her for our anniversary. You know, there was a few complications with it because of certain things happening in the world, and so of course I'm having to sort them out as well. So this week the video is a little bit later, but that's just the way it is, you know. Next week there may not even be a video, I'm not sure yet. But I'm sure you'll find out next week. So how's the weather with you guys? Is it any good? Because in Wales here it's been atrocious this year. I've never known a year like it, I really haven't. And you can really hear this rain coming down now. I'm getting quite wet. I think what I'm going to do is move on to, because I think this will be enough for a pie or something like that, or to make something. But as you can see over here, look, I mean, these are all absolutely chock-a-block, so I've got tons to do. Let's go down a little bit further before this rain really sets in and I can't finish filming. Incidentally, on that back wall there is a kiwi, and there was only 1 or 2 small kiwis appearing on it, and unfortunately they dropped, so we won't have any kiwis. But that plant is only a year old. It's absolutely crazy, so we'll need to get in there and espalier that as well. Okay, the rain is hammering down, and I don't know if you're going to be able to get in here, but in here we have all of the raspberries. The blackberries are just starting through. Oh look, yeah, So they're just coming through, they're just starting to ripen up, and it is absolutely plastered in here with these raspberries and things now, and blackberries, and just the other side are the loganberries. But just look here, this is how far that plant comes. This is all just a berry. It's so much fruit on it, I can't believe it. But the raspberries are, most of these are autumn fruiting. We did have a few summer fruiting which we harvested. I don't know if there's any left that I can pull off to show you, but we have a bit of a problem with bindweed in here as well. So, and unfortunately, with this being a perennial garden, it's not a lot I can do about it. But I'm so looking forward to these blackberries. Let me pull you in so you can have a look. Now, excuse me throwing you around, guys. Look at all them up there. Yeah, and they go right the way down as well, look. We have absolute tons of blackberries coming through in here. And this has gone like an absolute jungle this year with all this water. Look at them, they're everywhere. So I can't wait for these. They're gonna be awesome. So these are the summer, or the first strawberries that were fruiting for us. They're still chucking out some fruit, but they're going over now. But I gotta say, we harvested so much fruit off these little towers, and it's still giving fruit. As you can see, there's still clusters coming through on it. But I gotta say, we've had so much stuff out of these, you won't believe it. Like, it's just tons. And you know, we've even still got fruit coming through now. Beautiful. So, grapes, how are they doing? Okay guys, as you can see, the grapes are doing really well. The bags have kept off all of the gnats and everything, and it is dropping some of the grapes. Some of them are drying up. I think I cut the vines back a little bit too much, but we will get that sorted. But we've got some fantastic heavy bags of grapes appearing in here. And at this end, you know, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 huge heavy bags appearing. So we should do all right with grapes as well this year. So so they're coming through really well. There's a bit of a state in here at the moment. One thing I want to do is to propagate this fig, because it snapped. I talked about it last year, and I want to take some of these really big ones that are going up and propagate them off into some new fig plants, and I will show you that in an upcoming video. We have had tons and tons of figs off that fig plant, and look at that, absolutely beautiful. So this is what we harvested today, and although, you know, like I said, I have hardly touched it. We have a few kilos of blueberries here, a few kilos of gooseberries. They're going to make some nice pies, so we're going to get them done. You imagine, you know, how much a punnet of these blueberries are, and we have a half a tray full of them here. And the thing is, you know, we've got a ton more coming, and we've got later plants that fruit later in the year as well. So that's an area of the garden you don't tend to see much, but you put the work in once, you plant those plants, you allow them to establish, they're perennial, so they don't take a lot of work other than some pruning, and you get all of this produce out of it. And it's how I can become more self-sufficient in fruit and vegetables, and it's a lot of the stuff you guys don't see on the channel. So like I said, I'm going to get these home now. It's absolutely hammering down now, so I had to cut the video a little bit short in going through some of the other stuff. We've got the raspberries coming on, we've got the blackberries coming on, there's more blueberries coming on, we've got more gooseberries there that we haven't harvested yet, just the berries coming out of our ears, no loganberries again. So we've got all of the grapes and stuff, we've got figs, we didn't get the kiwis that I wanted, you know. So we've got all of this fruit, strawberries, raspberries, and we'll process these. They'll end up in our freezer in either pies or vacuum packed for smoothies, things like that. And it's a harvest that you don't usually see. I hope that this informal chat today was a little bit more relaxed for you guys than my normal videos. I wanted to do something that was a little easier for me as well, with the anniversary coming up and everything. So, and with the weather the way it is, the one dry day I totally missed, unfortunately. So I'm back to rainy old Wales. Anyway, folks, if you've enjoyed this video, then this is the next video that you should watch. I'm Tony O'Neill and this is Simplified Gardening. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.